see me here. I am on my phone, so not my typical setup. Is everyone seeing me okay? Can you see me? Oh, maybe not. We'll give it 1 second. Okay, think we're working now. Oh. How am I? Is that, can everyone see me? Am I coming in sideways? It looks like I'm coming in sideways. I guess we could do like this. Does that work? I've got like a little preview window here, and apparently YouTube is really leaning into their shorts right now. So yeah, we're gonna go vertically, I suppose. Let's see if that works. There we go. Greetings, everybody. Someone said I just turned my head, no problem. So it's just a little bit more difficult now because now Steven and I are. This is, yeah, going horizontally makes a lot more sense when you've got two people going on. But yeah, YouTube must really want their shorts going on. So this is a little awkward. Little awkward. Yeah, but I guess that's how we're gonna go. I don't usually use my phone to make live streams. I usually use my computer, which I think makes a lot more sense here. But everybody, look who I've got.
Hey,
It's
everybody.
Steven.
Hey. Hi.
So for those who are maybe like new to the channel, Steven and I did a trip a while back where we went to the Seychelles and Madagascar
And Ethiopia.
and Ethiopia. Yeah, so we went around with tons of different fruit. We found baobabs there.
Yeah.
We found the coco de mer,
Yeah, Coco de Mer is pretty cool.
one of the most like bizarre fruits in the world, one of the rarest fruits in the world. We didn't get to eat it.
We didn't, but we saw it.
But we saw it. We saw it.
We had the chance, but
Yeah, there was a very controversial sort of thing. But Steven and I have been through a lot. We went through some very interesting places together.
yeah.
And
He also visited my farm. He was on at the farm for like 3 days to see my collection.
yeah, years ago I was invited by Steven to go to his farm. It was the first time that we met. And I asked if I would be able to go, and you're like, oh yeah, that's great. And I was planning out. You said, I was like, how much time should I need? And you said something like, oh, it'll be like maybe like 3 or something. And I was thinking like 3 hours. 3 days.
Yeah.
For 3 days.
Yeah.
This man showed me around his collection, and I saw only part of it. Just part of it.
About 75%.
70. Okay, so I should have taken a full 4 days, and that would have done it. And you have like the largest collection of fruit in California, is it?
Yeah. I've got the largest private collection of fruiting plant species in California. So there's some university collections that have more varieties than me, but I have the largest collection of different kinds of fruit because I'm just super into it. I've been collecting since I was like 13 years old, and then my dad he got a greenhouse for free, and then I've just been building up more and more and more and more and more, and now I've got about 750 species of about 3,000 varieties of fruit.
That's crazy. Yeah, and I went during one season at some of your collection, and you kept me busy for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And Steven is also like an encyclopedia of fruit knowledge, so you know a lot more. Like, guys, I talk about fruit a lot, but at the end of the day, I am an entertainer. Those are my qualifications to make videos. I'm not like an expert. I learn a lot as I go, and I think that's kind of like my angle is when I travel, I like to learn, and you're learning with me a lot of times. A lot of stuff like I don't know anything about it, but when I'm traveling with you, like we go down to like somewhere you haven't been or I haven't been, and you're like, oh, I know what that is. I know what that is. I know just from all the knowledge that you have. So Steven is a great partner to travel around
Thank you
with.
very much.
And
It's fun.
where we are right now is really cool.
Yeah.
So I think this would qualify as the Antipodes.
Yeah.
The Antipodes. When Antipodes means the complete polar opposite of a place. So if, where I live in New York City, if I were to just like drill a hole straight down through the earth, I would come out where I am right here. And we right now are in New Caledonia, which is a French territory.
Yep, French territory.
In the Pacific Ocean, right? And it's been an amazing thing, an amazing experience here. And before we were here, we were in Vanuatu.
Yep.
Which is like a collection of like 500 different islands. It's a country, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And we also were in Fiji for a brief amount of time, a little bit. And these are places that I have never been to. You've been to Fiji before, but not Vanuatu and not New Caledonia.
Yeah, this is my first time So right now I'm on my 96th country, which is pretty cool. So I like anytime I go to a new place, I get super, super excited. And I'm
96.
You're
on 4 more, man. You got triple digits.
I'm almost there. This is from here on though, but yeah, I'm super, super stoked. This has been so cool. As much as I can travel or go anywhere, anytime I get a chance, I'll leave.
Yeah,
I can.
Yeah, that's amazing. And we wanted to come here together, and that's because this area has so many plants, many plants that are like unlike the things that I've had in the past. I've been to South America, I've been to Africa, I've been all over Southeast Asia, but this is like a whole other world of fruits. A lot of things grow here that don't grow anywhere else.
Yeah.
And that's really, really exciting for me. We're finding a lot of really cool things.
Yeah.
And we, maybe we could talk. I don't want to give away too much. You gotta wait till the videos come out. But maybe we could talk of like a few highlights of things that we found. Let's maybe start with Fiji.
The pit, that was the coolest thing to me. I thought pit-pit's pretty cool.
So Fiji has something called, they call it something else, but pit is
a common name somewhere
for it.
Yeah.
And what that is a sugar cane that is, it looks like a sugar cane, but some people call it pregnant sugar cane because it bulges, and if you cut it open, it's full of like this like granular material that's kind of it's the flowers, I think.
It's an immature flower bud that comes out. It is truly a species of sugarcane, and you open it and then it tastes like.
Wait, while you're explaining this, I'm gonna see if I can find a way to switch this camera around because it's driving me crazy.
Yeah. So it's like eating a tamale. So if people know what a tamale is.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's not what.
So it's like eating a tamale, but a vegetable tamale. Is that working now?
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. I think it's locked.
Oh, it says locked.
I think it's locked in this position. It says rotate, but locked. Oh man. No, we tried. We tried.
All right.
It's gonna. We're gonna be vertical.
We're
gonna do it TikTok style, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to like lip sync to some horrible song.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, Pipit it tasted really cool too.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was like a gnarly fruit. Never had that before in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sideways.
And it's it reminded me of a tamale.
Yeah.
But it's like you peel the layers like you would on like a corn. It's like a sugar cane, but you can peel the layers off like a corn husk. And then inside is like this stuff, like this like granular, flowery stuff.
Yeah.
It tastes like corn a little bit. And what people do in Fiji and also Vanuatu is they peel off all the layers except the final layer, and they'll take that and they boil it in coconut milk.
Yeah.
and it firms up just like a tamale. So it's like tamales already exist in nature.
Yeah, natural earth tamale.
And it's a sugar cane, like a relative of a sugar cane. Really cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was the Fiji highlight.
But, yeah, I think that was the coolest thing in Fiji.
Yeah. Vanuatu. I would say it was the cut nut.
Oh yeah, that was a journey.
Yeah, cut nuts are there's a few out there, but the ones that were in Vanuatu were endemic there. There's like several endemic ones. They're only in Vanuatu. If you want these types of nuts, you have to go there.
You have to go to the right island. Each island has like their own different species.
Yeah, there's like 500 islands. So but even like we went to 2 islands, and out of the 2 islands we saw like 3, 4,
probably 4 or 5 different kinds just in the wild,
but in people's yards.
But they didn't have them in any markets.
No.
And we were trying really hard to find them in the markets.
Yeah. We went to 3 markets on our own.
Yep.
We didn't see it. And then we hired a cab for the day. Like we talked to this guy, really nice cab driver.
Yeah.
And we're looking for this nut, and we were showing him pictures. He's like, yeah, I know that one. You could get that at the market. I'm gonna take you to markets. So for 1 hour, he brought us to all the markets in this island, everywhere we could reach in an hour. Didn't see it anywhere. And he said, well, I have 2 varieties or 2 species in my backyard.
Yep.
Let's go to my house.
Yeah.
So this cab driver took us to his home.
That was so cool.
And we went to his backyard.
Yeah.
And he had he showed us 1 cut nut tree, and all the cut nuts were underripe.
Yeah, empty. So we're like, oh no, we're here, we're in his yard.
Went all this way, all this trouble, and we're like, well, we're not even ready. Okay, great, all that trouble.
I got a bunch of ants on me too, which was really itchy.
Yeah, you got bit by a bunch of little baby fire ants.
You can't even see them; they're just like pinpricks. But then just whole arm. But I mean, I didn't.
I was.
You couldn't tell. I was hiding.
Yeah, you're just scratching in the corner, in pain.
Yeah.
So we're like, great. Well, we went to try to find cut nuts, and all we got were ants. But then his wife came out, we've got some on the other side, and she came out with 2 species of this fruit. So we spent 2 days trying to find this thing, and then finally, in the end,
we got 2 kinds.
The wife was like, "Here you go," no big thing. And they're like, "Yeah, it was just on the other side."
Yeah.
And she cut, and they were really good.
They were really good.
Really tasty. They, to describe it is, the name here was Naval.
Naval is a common name.
That's what they call it in
Naval fruit. Or Naval nut.
Yeah. And they're like this. They look kind of like a kiwi, but they're hard. And you cut it open, and inside there's a little kernel the size of a large almond. And it tastes kind of like a really tasty, crunchy coconut milk.
Yeah, it was really good. It tastes like coconut milk and
just pure coconut milk,
really
with a crispy
nice
texture.
Crispy, and there was different kinds, and they both tasted like coconut milk.
I thought one tasted like young coconut and the other tasted like mature coconut.
That's probably, I'd agree with that.
But both are real good.
And they looked really different. One was green and long, and the other was purple and round, and it looked like a guava kind of, but it's actually related to a poisonous plant in Southeast Asia from the same genus, but that one's not poisonous.
Yeah. And real quick, New Caledonia, we met with the collector, and Stephen had a Patanga tuba for the first time.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I've never had Patanga tuba. I had plants, but I've never tasted it.
Looks like a little yellow star fruit, but like a ball, like a round star fruit, and they melt in your mouth full of juice when you eat it, and really, really tasty. And I would say, I had a kwai mok. And kwai mok is related to jackfruit, but they're this big, and when you bite into them, they're soft. You can eat the outside and everything, and they're bright red inside and really sour, like raspberries and strawberries and lemon, and it's really good, really, really good. That was definitely a highlight. I've been trying to find that for a while. We got that over at Thousand Fruit Farms, by the way, in
Le Jardin du Mifri, if you want to say in how it's written.
Yes.
It's in French.
It's in French. Yeah, New Caledonia is a French-speaking place.
Yeah, everyone here speaks French. It's not my best language, but...
yeah, well, I don't know. I learned it in high school and forgot it all. Okay, so everybody is impatiently waiting. We've got a few people saying, "Cool story, bro," in the comments. Guys, we gotta give a few minutes for people to join. You know, when we started the stream, we had like 10 people. Now we have 122.
Cool.
It is time to eat these nuts. I was just giving a moment to have all the people write these nuts in there.
Yeah.
But before I'm sorry. We gotta bring this up. I'll just a quick mention, but we're gonna bring it up again. Yeah, this is what we do in when I used to street perform, and then you pass the hat at the end. You always have to first, pass the hat, then do the big trick. That way people don't leave, and then at the end. You pass the hat again.
I see. Yeah.
So I'm going to promote something, and then we're going to try this, and then I'm going to promote it again.
Okay.
And then everyone's going to leave. Probably once I'm promoting it a second time. But we've got more going on. We've got more to talk about in this episode too. But guys, I have a tour coming up. I did one more in November. I went to Thailand with 2 groups. And it was incredible, an absolutely incredible experience. We went to markets everywhere. We went to farms. We learned how to cook things using rare fruit. We went on a fruit hunting tour through Thailand. And that was so successful that I decided to do Vietnam also. And those are, I've got 2 tours in Vietnam coming up this May. The first one, I think, is completely sold out, or maybe there's like a seat available or 2. But the second tour is like half full. I gotta fill this tour, so I want to have like at least like 8 people on it. I think we have 6. So anybody who's interested in going fruit hunting with me and a bunch of other fruit nerds like me. This is going to be a great experience. We're going to go to floating markets. So you get on a boat and you go through and people sell exotic fruit that come into the market by boat, and you buy it from the boats, and they bring in like amazing stuff. And we're going to be going to one of the biggest and best markets in South Vietnam. Oh, this is South Vietnam, not Northern Vietnam, but in the South. It's more stuff grows. There's more like tropical sorts of things grow, more exotic things grow. So really, really cool things at the market. And the one market that we're going to, which I am not going to try to pronounce it, but it's, I read a book that Anthony Bourdain wrote, and he lists this as his favorite place to go in Vietnam to find stuff. And he says, like, this is the place to start your trip. Go to this place. We're going to go to that market, and we're going to go through, go to a garden that has, what is the genus for Burmese grape and rimbai? Bacoria?
Yeah, so Baccaria.
Baccaria.
Baccurea.
Very good. You have to say it again. Baccaria.
Yeah.
You win the spelling bee. So yeah, we're gonna see they're amazing looking. They look like strings of like Christmas ornaments. And very photogenic, very cool. And it's one that I actually haven't had. We're gonna go and see that. We're gonna go on bike rides through Rambutan fields. It's like fruit-focused, amazing tour in Vietnam. So if anyone watching is interested, this is the time. They're going to be closing the bookings, I think, next week for this. So I put a link to it in the description below. Please, guys, if you're interested in going, this is going to be an amazing experience. And I realize I'm showing everybody my crotch here.
There's
trying to sell that tour, guys.
Yeah, you gotta buy it.
Man spread.
There's a couple cool fruits there. There's Nipa palm, which they look like a mace that grows there. You probably could try that.
This big.
It's the land of milk fruit. They love milk fruit. That's another really popular thing. Caimitos, delicious. Mm-hmm. And then the bacarias, or the tree grapes. A lot of things are called tree grapes, but they're just super beautiful. All these just bunches of grapes growing on the branches. So those are all pretty cool things that you'll see in Vietnam.
I just like that one person said about my manspreading. It's a nut video. Get used to it.
Yeah.
That comment wins.
That's great.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and Eric gave a super chat. Love your videos, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Eric.
Thank you.
And now, without further ado, guys, we're gonna get into these nuts.
Yeah, this is cool.
Not. I'm gonna avoid telling a dirty joke, but this is what does that say? Nangai nuts. And Nangai is a type of canarium.
Yeah.
So a while back when I was in Borneo, I had something called the dabai. And dabai looks like a small plum, but they're hard and oily. And you put them in hot water and it softens the fruit on the outside up, and you can eat it and it tastes like butter and a little bit like carrots. That's what I thought the dabai tastes like. And inside the fruit, there's a kernel, and you can eat that, and it tastes also kind of like a really buttery, delicious macadamia nut. What is this, Stephen? You know more than I do.
Yeah, so I can't remember the species off of the top of my head. I'm a little embarrassed here, but it's also related to the Chinese olive. If you've ever seen pickled olives from China, they call them Chinese olive, same genus.
Yeah.
But this one. Yeah, it's another canarium species. I was canarium. Darn it.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah,
but
I looked it up before, but it's a new species for me. I've never tried this species. Never had it in my life.
Because this is endemic to.
Yes, endemic to Vanuatu.
Vanuatu. We got this in Vanuatu, and it wasn't something we saw at the markets, but there was one shop at the airport.
And they had all kinds of products out of it.
They had a ton of their specialty was natural products, things made from different nuts.
There we got a comment.
And spices.
I don't know if it's is it indicum? Is that the?
Oh, it might be Canarium indicum.
It might be indicum.
So this market had the nuts for sale, but they also had cookies also made from it. And this is so rare. Only in Vanuatu can you get this kind of nut. So let's see if I can show you. Well, I can just pick it up, can't I? There we go. Look at those. There we go.
They smell good.
Yeah, they look nice.
Coconutty.
Okay. Yeah, smell kind of like a macadamia nut or something. Real buttery smelling.
Yeah. Slightly fishy.
Slightly fishy. That might be the other products that they had there. Mm. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple of these.
Take it.
And take a look. They're pieces.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like peanut. It smells good, actually.
Yeah. All right.
Well, someone said Canarium indicum not endemic, but also found in Bismarck archipelago.
Oh.
Didn't know they're Myanmar. But it's pretty rare. It's very rare. So it's a very rare canarium.
Very rare.
But
very
that's
rare.
apart from Myanmar, that's all a Melanesian nut. I haven't tried it. Let me try these though. But this is a very rare nut.
They're a little bit less buttery than the pili nut, but they're related to them. Mm-hmm. But still pretty buttery.
I'd call that pretty buttery.
Yeah. It reminds me of a macadamia nut.
Yeah, it does taste like a macadamia nut and a peanut. Mm-hmm. If a macadamia nut and a peanut had a baby.
Yeah, like a raw peanut. It's not roasty tasting. Oh man, yeah. I could just down this entire thing.
Yeah, we got another bag of the sugar ones if you want.
Yeah,
see what they taste
like.
Like sugar.
But yeah, maybe a little bit of an almond,
a bit almondy.
A bit almondy, but mostly like macadamia nut, a little bit of raw peanut, a little bit of almond, but really good. This is with a little bit of salt on it. That is an addictive little treat there. We've got some here with sugar, so let's try sweet one.
Yeah, cool.
They sold it a few different ways. So,
all right.
Ooh,
that's really sweet.
Very, very sweet.
Yeah,
good though.
Too sweet for me. This tastes like frosting.
It's like crusted with sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the other ones better because then you can appreciate the flavor. It is kind of mild. So having that's okay. There's another pack.
Okay.
we dropped some cookies. Oh, here there.
I got it.
Yeah, I think when with the sugars on it, it's still good, but it's a little bit like peanut brittle, like a mild peanut brittle, but you lose some of the flavor because it's kind of a mild taste.
Yeah.
When you have it that way. Definitely would go for the salted ones, but still, that's nice. But yeah, you can appreciate it more when you have the salted ones. Okay, so I'm gonna break into one of these cookies.
People are asking for the 1 to 10s.
Oh, on the sugar scale?
Yeah.
I mean, they have it has actual sugar on it.
The sugary one tastes like it's a 10. It's almost too sweet to eat for me. The sugared one, the one without sugar,
Because it literally has sugar on it. I say it's like a when you get the sugary outer coating, it's a 10. Altogether, a little bit less because you get in the nut, maybe like an 8 when you bite into it or a 9. But the salty ones don't have any sweetness to them.
Yeah, or maybe a 2, but
a little low, like the sweetness of an almond, like a 1 or a 2. If you want to take one of the cookies, this is got the nut in it and it has ginger in it.
Ooh, smells like a ginger cookie. The controversy?
Making a mess. Oh yeah, that is excellent.
Oh, great.
Ginger. I mean, I love ginger, but it's like a local ginger. It's got a little heat to it, and with those nuts in there, it reminds me a little bit of like if you were to take you can get like a macadamia and like white chocolate chip cookie. It's got that kind of jive with the nuts, but plus ginger.
But I mix it with a little bit more of the nuts, just
nut
it up.
Go for it. Nut it up. Let's not get taken off YouTube.
People are asking about my cowboy hat. I can grab it.
Yeah, where's your hat, Steven?
I'll be right back.
What are you doing?
All right. They don't know who I am without it.
Yeah, you're gonna confuse people. This is really good. Yeah, I like this nut. It's nice. It's good. Canarium nuts, like in general, are really, I think, an underappreciated nut and also an underappreciated fruit. The fruit on the outside of this is probably, there we go.
Is that better?
Everybody can relax now.
I'm really me.
You're like, that's not Steven. Where's the hat?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have had two varieties of the nut plus the cookies. And we've got a little bit of extra time. We got maybe like 5 minutes or so to take some questions. So we are in there's a very special occasion to have you and I together.
Yeah.
2 people who have collectively eaten way too many species of fruit. We've been doing this for a while. You've been to 96 countries doing this. I have not been to that many. I've been to
That's pretty crazy. It's hard to believe
or something. Yeah, you've been doing this a lot.
Yeah.
So guys, think of a question, ask a question while people are...
Someone said, what's the controversy about Steven? I saw that a little while ago.
What is the controversy about Steven? I don't know, guys.
I don't know how I'm controversial.
Yeah. No, I don't know. We're gonna I'm gonna give a second for comments to come in because there's a delay as we're doing this. I'm watching on a screen. We're like maybe 15, 20 seconds delayed. So if there's like any kind of so we can let me take a moment to once again pitch my tour that is coming up May 25th through May 31st, 1 week in Vietnam. We're going to go to markets. We're going to see some crazy fruit. We're going to have a good time. And it'll be you. And I try to keep the tours kind of small because it's through the company Trova Trip. And Trova Trip has a maximum of 24 people. And I was like, 24 people at a market sounds like not a great time. I want us to be like a group, like get along, like be friends. Like let's go to the market together and see things together. I don't want to like load people up on like a school bus to go through Vietnam. I don't know how that would work. So it's going to be nice and intimate, a small group. And like in Thailand, it was amazing. A few people from Thailand, enjoyed that trip enough where they're going to be actually on this one. So it's I think this is going to be a really, really good experience. So anyone interested in the tour, it's you can go to my website, which is weirdexplorer.com/tours, or in the description below is a direct link to that. Okay, questions, everybody. I'm going to look over here. Mind that I'm off camera with my vertical phone here.
See,
Logan asked about my cat Vostok. My wife is hanging out with Vostok, taking care of her. She's okay, not left to her own, because my cat would not do well alone. Couldn't catch a mouse to save her life. What were you gonna say?
just we're also both married now.
Yeah, we're both married. Last year, he and I both got married.
Yeah.
Not to each other, to different people.
to different people.
Yeah, in the Africa videos, some people are like, "Oh, the two of you make such a cute couple." Our wives don't think so.
No.
Yeah, we're both married. Mitchell sent a super chat. Thank you, Mitchell.
Thank you.
Have you gone to South America much? Maybe Argentina. I've been to Bolivia and Colombia, and that was amazing. Bolivia and Amazon was incredible. Steven, where in South America?
So I've been to Colombia. I was in Medellin. I've spent time in Chile. I've spent time in Argentina. I've spent time in Uruguay, been to Brazil and been to Paraguay. So just those countries.
But not Argentina.
No, Argentina is one of them. Argentina.
Oh, you went to Argentina?
Yeah, I was at a language school for a week in Buenos Aires, and then I went to Misiones in the north to see the big waterfall and stuff.
Cool. What was the most interesting fruit that you found in Argentina?
I didn't really find any fruits in Argentina. There's a fruit there that's native called guabaiju or it's Myrocanthus pungens. It's native there. It tastes really good, kind of like a jabuticaba or like a grape kind of thing.
Does it look like a jabuticaba?
It looks like a jabuticaba, but it's got like the end kind of like a guava, and then it's got orange flesh, but it's purple on the outside.
Oh,
that's really pretty cool. But it's also native to Uruguay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool one down there.
Yeah, Bolivia. My favorite find was Brazil nuts. That's where the majority of Brazil nuts are actually not from Brazil. They're from Bolivia in this area called Riberalta, which is in the Amazon jungle. And it felt like walking into the room where people were cracking these nuts were to keep on brand with this video. People cracking these nuts had they all were sitting at tables, like hundreds of people with arbor presses, like throwing the nuts in. And it felt like walking into like a room in Willy Wonka's factory. Like everyone was like hard at work, like doing this, cracking all these nuts. And like now I can't look at a can of like Planters peanuts or Planters like deluxe mixed nuts the same again. I just like imagine like these people like going through that process. Some people in the comments are like, oh, these poor people doing it, which maybe but. I don't know, I've worked in a factory, and I think factories all around the world are pretty tough. I have scars from when I used to work at a sandpaper factory, like a long time ago.
You worked at a sandpaper factory?
Oh, dude.
Huh.
I worked at a sandpaper factory, and I don't know if they were just trying to scare me, but the guy that I was working with, they had these big rolls of sandpaper, and this guy would cut them into smaller rolls of sandpaper and then give them to me. And I would cut them into even smaller rolls of sandpaper by putting them through this machine that would. And the guy, he was like, "Yeah, last guy got his hand caught in it," and that's why I was there.
Someone asked what.
Probably not true, but I think he was trying to mess with me, maybe. But yeah, the whole time I was just like extra careful with that. Factory work is it's very important work, very important. But I think worldwide, it's never
a great time. But people in Bolivia, like River Alta, they were pretty well to do. Like the people around, like they had like smartphones and stuff. And when I went there, that was not a very common thing. When I was there, like the person who was showing me around that owned the factory had to like go to someone and be like, "Hey, get off your get off your phone," because she was like on Facebook. Okay.
A little while back, someone said, "What's your favorite shake?" I like mame shake. That's my favorite. I think mame sapote tastes like pumpkin pie. My favorite shake. A little higher.
Favorite fruit smoothie.
Yeah, favorite fruit smoothie. Yeah, mame sapote.
That's from Cabernet. Thank you very much for the super chat, by the way. That's very kind of you.
And people are asking about native ficuses from here.
There is one in New Caledonia. There's one. It was you found one fruit, but it was eaten by a bird.
We didn't record that one.
No,
I ate it though. I still ate it. I don't care how many. It was like there's like a quarter piece that was still edible.
Yeah,
and that's enough. I'm gonna still eat it because I want to taste it.
Native ficus. For those that aren't growing fruit or whatever. It's like a fig, like a native fig.
Ficus is the fig genus, and there's like 3,000 different kinds of fig. There's so many.
There's a ton.
Figs everywhere. We tried another one when we were in Vanuatu too, and I also got ants on me. But you don't even see them; they're like invisible.
Yeah, but how is the taste of the fig that we had?
The fig
here?
I had was good.
It looked good.
The
it was like
one
red
was purple, very dark.
Yeah,
dry on the center.
The flavor was like a typical fig or different.
No, it was denser and more kind of like melon-like. I thought it was pretty good.
Fig plus a melon.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
John Campbell sent me $2 and said, "Go get a coffee." Thank you very much, John.
He loves coffee.
Yes.
I only drink coffee because I'm hanging out with him.
I've been a bad influence on Steven. Like, you don't drink caffeine.
I don't
want to have a coffee with me? You're like, well, all right.
Yeah. No. There's a phrase in Chinese. It's "Ru xiang sui su." It means "When in Rome, do as the Romans do."
I'm Roman, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do another. I was going to go for half an hour, but let's give it another 2 minutes. If any other questions come in, it doesn't have to be a super chat. I give priorities to super chats just to, as a thank you. But podocarp arrows. That is a question for Steven.
Yeah. So,
I don't know what that means.
So Podocarpus is in the conifer family. There's a lot of Podocarpus. We did not see any Podocarpus fruiting. Favorite conifers. I have a favorite conifer. They're asking favorite conifer. It is a Torias species.
Okay, Steven. For them, not for me. Let's explain what a conifer is opposed to your regular.
So conifers are like pine trees. They're gymnosperms. They're plants that broke away from the other types of plants during about the Jurassic period. And Podocarpus, they look like yews in that they have a jelly. I think it's not a true fruit. It's an accessory fruit. They look like cashews, where they have like a top on it and then something hanging below.
Oh yeah, those I know what you're talking about. Those look really cool.
There's a whole bunch of them. Not much stuff is in season on that one. When we're in Australia,
Texas Tangler. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm gonna look for more of them. Yeah.
One cool thing though that we've been seeing here in New Caledonia, like New Caledonia is special because this is a landmass that broke off. Like usually this is something we've been doing this a lot. Like we talked about this when we went to the Seychelles. There's like islands come from volcanoes. Underwater, they come up and then they form new ground. And then there's also islands that have broken off when like the plates were moving. Like from Gondwana.
Yeah, we're on a Gondwana fragment. Well, I mean, it's pre. So there's arguments on how long ago New Caledonia separated, but between 80 million and 120 million years ago. So it could have been broken since the Jurassic.
And that's really cool. So because of that, the plant life here is like the plant life from Jurassic Park. It's from the Jurassic Park.
There's so many Artocarpus and stuff.
Give a shot that is not so revealing, but it just can't be done, guys. I'm sorry. But it's Ericaria is the one.
Yeah,
right?
Ericariaceae is the family of the bunya bunya nut and the para nut. Well, not the parent. Well, there's
Close relative
Yeah,
would be the
paranut.
pine nut. You know,
Yeah.
like pine nuts are like this big. The bunya bunya nut people eat in Australia is like a pine nut this big, and that's an Ericaria. That is one type of Ericaria species. However, in New Caledonia, there's like
38.
38
Yeah,
different species that are only here.
yeah, only here.
Only here. They're not anywhere else in the world. Basically, they're like
Yeah.
almost all of them are here,
Yeah,
and people don't really use them. But you see the trees as we've
Yeah.
been like walking around. We were just at walked to the store earlier, and there was a really
beautiful one.
beautiful
Yeah,
tall
beautiful
one. Guess where it was? It was in the parking lot of a Shell gas station.
Yeah.
Just there. Like no one
Yeah.
even thinking about it. It's
And
just they're growing
And
wild.
we've asked people like, oh, does anyone sell the seeds to to like eat them? And people are like, oh, they don't produce seeds.
They do.
They do. They do.
They do. They do.
It's been pretty tough to find endemics in New Caledonia, even though it's one of the most has more endemic things than almost anywhere.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm going to answer one more question from Texas Tangler. Texas Tangler did a super chat and then asked a question. So I got you covered. He asked, how do you guys find all these fruits in all these different countries? What do you do about the language barrier? So long ago, when I used to travel, before I had a cell phone, not just a smartphone, but I didn't have a cell phone, and I went to China and India, and I would like to make a phone call. I would go and go to payphone to make calls, and yeah, I'm 37, guys. Like 15 years ago, traveling around was very different than now. And that was a lot of me writing out things, directions to get places, getting lost a lot, and carrying around enough money where if I got really lost, I can give it to a cab driver to get me back to my hotel. That is how I used to get around without speaking the language, and it was very tricky. And I would go with a piece of paper that would have the English phrase and then the writing of that phrase in the other language, and maybe the phonetics of how to say it. That's how I went around China. That's how I went around Laos. In Laos, I actually, like when I was on the plane, I was sitting next to somebody from Laos that spoke English. I was like, can you write this for me? Can you please write down like how to say I am vegetarian, how much is that, thank you, and stuff like that. I learned like basic hello, goodbye, thank you, if I could, but just to be sure, in case there was a barrier, I would have like basic phrases plus important things. And now I don't need that. Now I use Google Translate if there's an issue. Steven has a different technique. How many languages do you speak?
Well, it's difficult to say speak.
Like speak.
Or how many have I studied? I think
not fluent, but like if you went into another country,
I can get by.
you can get by.
Like I don't know,
how
like
many
7
languages?
or so.
7.
It depends on what you say on speaking a language. I mean, it's.
How much is that? Where is this? Please help me. I don't.
If it's things like that, then more, I guess. But like, I was young. I only spoke English. Then when I was 19, I didn't pay for my classes. Went to Mexico, studied Spanish for about 6 months. Then studied Italian, and then I studied French. And then I'm like, I really like Chinese. So I lived in China for like 5 years. Well, almost 3 years, and studied Chinese for 5 years.
Steven loves
I took
freaking
my
people
upper
out.
division classes in Chinese and took 2 semesters of French, and then I went to Nina Fahamo Kiswahili Kidogo. I speak just a little bit Kiswahili, and then Niuchin had a show Panima Paruski. I don't speak that well. Din Katavino Linica Emohortofagos. So basic stuff like I could say that in Greek or whatever. And then we're in a French place, and I can get by in French. And then I studied Japanese. So watashi no nihongo chotto hanasemasu. Watashi wa sakurambo no nojo arimasu. Or you
You said
can do
something about cherries.
Yeah. I got a cherry farm. Is what I said.
I
in
went to
Japanese.
Japan. I learned enough to know what a sakura is.
Yeah. Other languages. Eu gosto muito de falar português do Brasil. É muito interessante. Uma língua que eu gosto de falar muito. So Portuguese and Spanish, si se puede. Yeah, different languages.
Yeah. So traveling with Steven makes it a lot easier. Like we're in a French speaking place now, and your understanding of French has been getting us around pretty easily.
It's not
helped in Madagascar.
Yeah, it helped
also.
in Madagascar.
Speak French
It's
there.
not my best language. I speak Chinese way better, but I can do daily stuff. It's just once it starts getting really technical, then it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
Je ne sais pas, excusez-moi, mais je suis américain et aux États-Unis, le français n'est pas une langue très utile et pour cette raison, je n'ai pas jamais.
You got the accent.
Yeah, if you guys understand any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Portuguese I'm pretty good at.
Yeah. So it's gotten a lot easier.
Yeah.
Very different these days than having a piece of paper. Now, on my own, Google Translate with Steven, I don't have to worry about a thing. But
enoki is a good mushroom too. I like enoki mushroom. He doesn't like mushrooms, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't like mushrooms at all. Yeah, that's the number one comment that I get is like, when are you gonna be weird mushroom explorer? And it wouldn't be very good content because I just be like, I don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys like it. I don't like it. That would be my mushroom video, like all of them. So I think it's time to wrap things up. We have to move on to another place, guys. We've got a lot more travel ahead of us.
Yeah.
We got another week.
Yeah.
We've been traveling for a week. We've got one more week. We're gonna see a lot. Not gonna give away where we're going though. Gotta keep a little mystery.
Yeah.
But one place I am going in May is Vietnam, and then you can come with me too. So if you're interested in going to Vietnam, check out the link below. Steven, you've got Instagram, right?
Yes, I do.
You show a lot of pictures of the cool
Yeah,
stuff.
I take photos of crazy exotic fruits constantly. It's my name, Murray Stephen A2 at gmail.or that's my email address. That's my email address too.
Spam them.
Yeah, my email address is my Instagram address.
Murray Stevano too, but I put in the description. You can get the name there.
Also,
So-
when I sell, I sell fruit for a living in Santa Monica Farmers Market for my family. It's Murray Family Farms. I'm there every Wednesday. My booth is still there, but when people order fruit, like they're ordering it from me, even though I'm in Caledonia.
Yeah. So if you want, and you can get really weird stuff from your stall. Like I've been there. All sorts of strange stuff that you can't get anywhere else from your
I
collection.
got rose hips this week. That'll be kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. So if you live in California, make a trip out
Lime
to
pods, rose hips.
the Murray Family Farms or the Santa Monica Farmers Market.
Yep.
And I think that's about it. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I gotta do some more of these. I've just been really busy. I've been traveling around a lot, and
OnlyFans is secret.
and we're gonna be traveling around a lot more coming up soon. So thanks, guys. I'll see you next
Peace
time.
out, guys. Thank you.